Hello and welcome. My name is Tom. This is the Enthusiasm Project Season 3, Episode 16. And today we got something a little bit different, but I think it'll be enjoyable. You might have noticed if you clicked on this episode that the running time is longer than normal. And that is because I have taken the audio from a live stream I did on my YouTube channel this past week. Which ended up being kind of a crazy experience. So my YouTube channel hit 40,000 subscribers, which is very exciting. And thank you to everybody. It just sort of accumulated on this day where everything lined up. Like I had time in my schedule, the channel hit the milestone, and I had been wanting to do a live stream using some new software, using Ecamm Live. And I was like, this is the perfect excuse to do a live stream. And so I, set up a stream, planned it out. Heather was there to help me. And originally I had just asked her, hey, can you moderate a little bit? We just sort of wanted to do like a Q&A hangout session. And it was crazy. It went on for 2 hours and it was a ton of fun. And we got into some cool discussions. We answered some really cool questions. And the crazy part was like she was literally in pain afterwards because of how much effort it was to like kind of be hunched over a computer, like monitoring the chat, getting questions for me to answer. It was, my first live streams on my channel, there was nobody watching. So I could just do whatever I want. And if like one person, usually Heather, left a comment, I could address it very easily. And this was a very different experience, but it was really, really cool. And I know that in our podcast world over here, we just had a Q&A episode, maybe like 5 episodes ago. And so I feel a little strange posting another Q&A episode, but this was such a different context and a different experience that I really want to share it. I don't want you to miss out on it. If you missed it, or even if you were there and you couldn't catch the whole stream, now you can kind of listen probably in a few chunks, maybe over a day or two, and sort of catch up, because it was a wild thing. I don't know what it is. Like, there's big milestones. Like, it would almost make more sense to celebrate like a 50,000 milestone, because that's halfway to 100. And in a way, aren't all numbers sort of arbitrary? But there's something about 40. I don't know what it is, at least just for me psychologically, that really it almost feels kind of the same as 10,000 felt, where like that was just a surreal, impossible number to achieve. And I don't know why. For me, 40 is that. And the fact that it happened like so quickly after 30, it just sort of blew my mind. And to see so much positivity and support from like the community that's been building around the YouTube channel it was such a great thing. It was such a positive, fun experience. Our stream was 2 hours. It literally felt less than an hour doing it. It was just a ton of fun, and I wanted to make sure to share that with you. So that's what we're going to be replaying. But because we use the Rodecaster and Ecamm, you should be able to enjoy some great sounding audio quality. It should sound the same as a normal podcast. I will just say there were a couple times, there's one point where I say like, hey, look at this graphic. Obviously, you're not going to be able to see the thing that I shared on screen. And there was a point where my microphone cable kind of like puttered out a little bit. So Heather and I had to switch, microphone cables. So if there's little points where the audio sounds weird and echoey, I apologize for that. But overall, the conversation is really fun. The questions were really great. The vibe was really just kind of enjoyable and awesome. And I wanted to share that with you because it was really special to me. And I hope that you get something out of it, feel that it's special too, and just have a lot of fun listening. So here is our 40,000 subscriber live stream Q&A. Thank you guys for being here. I am super excited to kind of hang out and chat with everyone. My lovely wife, Heather, is here, who a lot of you know. Oh, what is the weird clicky sound? Who a lot of you know. And she's just going to kind of help moderate and keep things going.
Yeah, but okay, honestly, can I make a comment about this?
Sure.
Honestly, the chat is at a point where it's a little hard to moderate. Could you believe you were at that level?
No.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, you could go back.
He always used to make jokes about this. Like, the chat would be so fast. Like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you can turn on a slow chat option, but...
No, I mean, that's not the point. I'm
I know.
like,
I just don't know how to take a compliment.
Yeah, take the compliment, man. Jeez.
Wait, I just see Mark Williams is asking, is your last name really Buck? It is. And let me tell you how fun it was to grow up with a last name that is 4 letters and the last 3 are UCK. Because elementary school kids are not that creative. Yes, that is my real name.
Oh, man. Should I go through these? Because there have been questions, but I'm wondering if people should just repost them.
Yeah, now that the stream has started, I wanted to do the countdown thing because I'm, 1, learning how to use Ecamm Live, and 2, it just seems like it's helpful. There's several streams that I watch that do a countdown, and it's kind of nice because you don't miss like the beginning. And what would you have done if you missed all of this, you know? You would have missed the best parts.
People are commenting on the matching. So these are our favorite colors. Of course, this was intentional by Tom Buck.
Yes. I don't know. Everyone always asks about these cables. I mean, I could look it up, but if you just go to Amazon and you type in like blue XLR cable, you'll find
Okay,
them.
So how do you feel?
I feel good.
I think you should just start that off.
Okay, yes. So I'm going to just kind of go into this real quick.
Dive into Q&A.
And then we can just hang out because a big milestone happened today, but I've also been wanting to stream for a long time, and we had nothing on the calendar for tonight, so like the stars aligned and I could do it. But yeah, so today my channel passed the 40,000 subscriber milestone, which is bananas to me, and I really want to offer a heartfelt thanks to everybody who from number 1, I saw RV Jim was in here. He was part of, well, he was very, very before 1,000, but he was like the winner of a giveaway I did on my 1,000 subscriber live stream. And it's crazy because I've watched so many videos where people are like, oh my gosh, like I never would have thought. And then I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, I never would have thought. But it's just a big number. I don't know why 40 just seems like, it's like basically almost the population of like our city. It's just a crazy thing, but crazier was that in January of this year, the channel crossed 10,000. And that to me was like surreal. I kind of never thought that would happen. And then it did. And less than a year later, it's at 40. And like the last couple months have been kind of insane as far as growth goes on the channel. And it's just, I don't even know where to go. I was like kind of thinking, hey, maybe we could hit 30 by the end of the year. And then that happened at the beginning of October. And now it's, not even the middle of November. It's at 40. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just stop here and stall out forever. But I really appreciate all of the, just all the support and all of the really great feedback and community and all of those, just that stuff that really makes it fun to do something like this because it is a ton of time and energy. And of course, if you don't know my lovely wife, Heather, she's owed a big debt of gratitude because way back when I was just thinking of and trying to get my channel started, she was the one that really kicked me in the butt to like, you should just do it and let me know like, yeah, it's actually okay for you to want to like post videos on YouTube and stuff. And you should do that. And that was a really big deal. So none of this would happen without her. So props.
Yeah, can you believe I was like, how do you not have a YouTube channel? I mean, he had a YouTube channel, but he was so shy about it. And I was like, okay, not only are you a super cool guy, this is before we were dating. Okay, we were just meeting. I was like, not only are you a super cool guy, not only do you have the camera skills, not only do you have like all of the tech skills beyond camera and everything, and you're an artist, graphic artist who can make really cool thumbnails, and you're a photographer. How do you not have a YouTube channel?
It's just, I had wanted one since I started this channel in 2017 and had wanted a channel since
now
like 2012.
One, so there you go.
A lot of people leave comments where they're like, yeah, I want to get started, blah, blah. And I'm like, please just get started because the only regret is not starting.
Okay, really quick. Desert Cornhole is here.
Oh!
What is your favorite thing to do outside of this and why is it cornhole?
So
I just had to say that.
Yeah, because of COVID, we haven't been able to play cornhole as often, but last summer of 2019 we
all
were
about that cornhole life.
The corn pops, and we did like a 12 week tournament of like, you throw the beanbag through the board with the hole in it. It was so much fun, and we didn't do very well, but that's okay. We even bought our own like set of things to like practice on, but then COVID happened.
Okay, so I have a ton of questions. Can we dive into it?
Yes, I'm trying to find some in here.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Ron says, give the rundown. How the channel started, what your initial goals were, and how you got to where you are now. I'm going to just give you a little. I know it's your channel, babe.
Yeah, it's just all bots. I just bought a bunch of bots.
No, I'm trying to say there's a lot of questions.
Okay.
So I know you can spend like a lot of time on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to get through the questions.
Okay. Yeah, so the rundown basically, channel started in 2017, and I had wanted a channel for a really long time. Finally, like 2017 was just one of those, was like a year where I just wanted to completely do things my way and stop like doing anything based on the expectations of others and just try to like do what was important to me. And a big part of that was sharing what I made on YouTube. I didn't know how to do that, didn't know what to do that. Originally, when the channel was the Enthusiasm Project, I was like, you know what? I want to do like little profile pieces on people who are just doing stuff that they're really excited about. Because I've always been a big fan of the idea, not fan, but just it's been very important to me, the idea that your life is very temporary and you only have so much time. And the way you use that time is very valuable. And so the more I could share things of people who are just doing really cool stuff with like whatever limited time they have, I thought would be really exciting. The problem with that is it turns out that's really based on like everyone else's schedule. And at most I could do like one video a month or two. And then I quickly realized, oh, if I just get in front of the camera, then I can make videos like whenever I am able to in my schedule. I'm much more in control of my own schedule. And so that's kind of what I started doing, just sharing stuff I was interested in. I know somebody said they were sad I stopped making 3D printing videos. And I was just sharing a whole lot of stuff. And then over time, it just sort of evolved into like what it has become today, which, you know, not to just shamelessly plug, but I have my podcast, The Enthusiasm Project, where I kind of talk about a lot of this stuff in detail. So if you want to know why I like stopped doing 3D printing or why I changed the channel name or all that stuff in like way too much detail, you can go to...
he just comes in here and talks to himself
you
for a whole hour.
Search up The Enthusiasm Project on any podcast thing.
It's a great podcast.
Up. It's so good.
Yes.
Okay. I try to make that as quick as possible.
Here we go. Question number 2 from Optimistic Eminem. Can I connect 4 mics on Rodecaster Pro with the A10 Mini? Like use 4 mics as a sound with 4 cameras? No, right?
4 mics on the Rodecaster Pro.
That's too many.
Like use the 4 mics as a sound with 4 cameras. I'm a little confused. If you're connecting the Rodecaster to the ATEM, no matter how many mics you have, that's what we're using right now. No matter how many mics you have connected to it, I think you could see from this angle. Yeah, the Rodecaster here, ATEM over here. The Rodecaster going into the ATEM is just one audio source. If you have a mic plugged into each individual camera, each camera's audio source can show up in the ATEM, and then you can choose like the audio follows video option or change the levels and stuff like that. But that would have to be running audio into each individual camera. Anyway.
Okay, ready?
So the answer is sort of, unless I misunderstood the question.
Chris Davis asked Tom to talk about his experiences as a musician, please.
Oh, I can't find
That's
that one here.
real early.
Okay. Yeah, so musician is a very generous term, so thank you so much, even though this room is like mostly full of instruments. Yeah, I started playing the bass in 2001. I actually have a video about it on my channel. It's called Loud as the F Word. And you can kind of like go over the whole story there. Basically, it was kind of the same thing as YouTube. Like I'd been wanting to do stuff for a long time, and then like 9/11 happened on Tuesday of that week, and that Saturday I was like 15, and I was just like, you know, if there's something I want to do, I should probably just do it. And so I went to a pawn shop and bought like the cheapest bass that they had, and then I got into guitar, and then over the years, like when we got a house, moved into drums, and you know, and I'm not great, but it's really fun.
Check it out.
Okay.
Jesse Dollamore.
Jesse Dollamore. I'm gonna add this right up here. You're gonna get. What are you? You're gonna get.
Yeah.
You're gonna get air horns.
That's
You're
awesome.
gonna get this. You're gonna get. What is this one?
Wow.
Sorry, my students told me to add that. That's the largest
he
super
says,
chat I've ever received.
Congrats on your sub milestone. Also, thanks for the awesome product breakdowns and info. It's been a help to me.
Wow. Well, Thank you, Jesse. I don't know what to say.
He's clearly at a loss for words.
I don't know how to take compliments or gifts, but please know that like I really, really value that, and I'll put that $50 into something cool for the channel, so that way it comes back and benefits everybody.
All right. Michael Sladek, how has your experience informed your YouTube channel?
My teaching experience.
Yeah. How has your YouTube informed your teaching?
Yes. I saw your comment here, Michael. I was trying to put it up on screen, but I can't find it now. Has teaching informed YouTube?
And vice versa.
Yeah. I started my YouTube channel to kind of escape teaching a little bit because which actually my podcast that came out today is sort of about that. I lost my like personal creative voice just doing like public education stuff for like 8 years at the time, or 7 years. And then when I started my YouTube channel, I found out that teaching had just made me better at like condensing information, ironically, and, you know, talking and breaking things down and trying to simplify stuff that might be a little more complicated. You know, that's a big part of what teaching is. And then the flip side of that is YouTube has helped my teaching by just letting me be more experimental. You know, I am very actively doing the thing that I'm teaching my students about. And I think that's really important because, you know, if I'm giving them these video assignments and they're like, but you haven't made a video in like 3 years, that's kind of lame. But if it's like, I give them a month to do a video project and I'm like, yeah, I've done 8 video projects in that time. So where's your excuse, 16-year-old? You know, that sounds mean, but it's just sort of helped me understand things a little better and understand more about equipment, understand workflows, understand budget issues. And then it's just made me so much more comfortable. Teaching and YouTube have worked together to make me like more comfortable in front of a crowd, more comfortable in front of a camera, that kind of stuff.
We got another super chat.
Wow.
From John.
Let me see if I can find it because I want to put it up on the screen.
There it is. No, that's not it. Oh,
sorry. This is our first official. There we go. Oh yeah.
Congrats on 40K.
Yes. Here.
Oh, someone disliked the video.
That's fine. That means we're doing something right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, John. Congrats on 40K. I appreciate that.
Eduardo Brandini, do you consider yourself as an edutuber since you are bringing your classes to YouTube?
No.
Oh, that's an interesting.
That's a great question. And my answer is no. Sort of emphatically, because while my channel is like not mature or explicit or anything, I want it very much to be a separate thing from my teaching job. And I love teaching and I love sharing information, but I don't really want the two to overlap, because at that point, then it becomes like, it becomes not mine as much anymore. And I want the channel to be mine. There's a whole world of teachers sharing their lives. And sometimes I dive into that and I'll show like how I do something at work or a day in the life or whatever. But I don't want my YouTube channel to be a part of my day job. I want the two to be very, very separate, for very, very intentional reasons.
Okay. Okay. Another super chat.
From Tommy.
Wait,
I can't find it. There it is. Ba-boom. And then you get air horns. And then you also get, where's this one? I have more sound effects. You can have the party noisemaker. Yes.
What is your setup now? The stream quality is great. Lens, camera.
Thank you. This is our first official Ecamm live stream. We kind of played with it on our show not last week, but the week before. So we're using Ecamm Live to stream, which lets you do HD. It's been really fun to use. I've also been using it with all of my classes since then. I'm using the EOS R with the Sigma 24 1.4, and then up here I have another EOS R with the Canon 16 to 35 up there. And this week, I think it's this week, my video this week is all about why I bought a second Canon EOS R in the world of like Sony a7S III and Canon R5, Canon R6. I just went out and bought a second EOS R in 2020, and I couldn't be happier with that decision, so I did a whole video about that. So thank you so much for the support.
Okay, Jessica Faith. I only have a Windows laptop, but I want to increase its webcam video quality for calls. Do you know what kind of external webcam would be good to invest in?
If you're talking about just webcam, a while ago, like when I was doing live streams somewhat regularly, like early on in the channel, I bought the Logitech C920, which is like a $80 webcam from Best Buy. It's definitely better than the MacBook one, but it's also not like, it's not like this quality. But it's decent and it's plug and play and it's cheap. But if you have basically any kind of Canon camera, Canon has released the EOS webcam utility last May, and they've updated it since. And now it works really well, and you just plug a USB cable from your camera into your computer, use that webcam utility, and then you can select your camera in like any of the streaming apps, and you can use autofocus, you can clean HDMI out. It's like it makes any Canon camera a webcam. So even if you have like an old Rebel or something, it can now be a webcam.
We got a new super chat.
Jeez, we're gonna be paying the bills today. Geez, $20.
Trids.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Trids. Banerjee. Super happy for you, man. Big up 40K. Such a humble and amazing human with tons of knowledge to share here. Lots of love and best wishes from Toronto. Thank you so much. I was gonna make a joke about like, thanks for that. Your $30 is in the mail, but I genuinely appreciate.
You gotta get the air horns going.
Oh, sorry. You paid for sound effects. That's the whole point, right? Air horns. We got applause. Wait, which one's the applause? This one. Okay. These sound effects get me through my Zoom classes.
Okay, another question. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
City Extra says, can you run a Go XLR into a Rodecaster Pro? I really want those voice effects.
I think so. I haven't used the Go XLR myself, but just fun fact, you can run almost anything into the Rodecaster. Right here, I have my Casio sampling keyboard from the 1980s, which you should maybe be able to hear. And it plays, and the best part about this keyboard is that it has dog barks. So this is the one from like Bob's Burgers. I got the sound effects from here. But anyway, that's not necessary. Anything that you plug into the Rodecaster, so you could run your mic into the Go XLR into the Rodecaster, and it should totally work. I just saw, which is so funny because he's going to pop up. Yeah,
I knew.
One of the other Tommies here, people named Tom, should live stream at
I love
50K. All the Toms should band together.
You should do an invite.
There's like a cohort of Toms.
Of course there is.
Yeah, if we were drums, we would be Tom-Toms. Anyway. But I agree. And it's funny, I just mentioned Tommy because I kind of actually was going to talk positively about him later.
Okay, ready? You ready for the next question?
Dun, 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 dun. Yes.
Savvy Turtle, congrats on 40K. Do you have any videos on how to set up Canon M50 for live stream that takes it out of slow mode and also turning off the 30 minutes shutdown? Thanks.
Yes, and I see the follow-up to that says we did all that with the M50. Oh, people are saying, but still don't forget the slow mode. I'm sure what slow mode is. Heather has an M50.
I do. And
we were just experimenting with it like 3 days ago using the EOS webcam utility plugged in through USB, and it totally works. So that would be my best recommendation, because without that, you have to keep it in manual focus, so you don't have the white box on your face. And then it also had issues, at least hers did, where even when it's set to never turn off, it still turns off after like 15 or 30 minutes. But with the webcam utility, it doesn't have any of those issues, and it's great. So highly recommended. And Tusif brought up a good point. Sony also released the same thing, like a webcam utility. So if you have a Sony camera, you can do the exact same thing just through USB. And then whatever app you're using, whatever streaming you're using, it'll just pop up as a source you can choose.
JB Photography. I am torn between buying the Rode Pod mic and the Shure SM7B.
Okay.
Don't you have a video on this?
I have several.
You guys, go watch the videos because we got questions. But what's your short answer? What would you buy? There is no short answer. That's why you have a whole video.
I don't own a 7B, and I own 2 pod mics, so that's my answer. But the 7B is an amazing mic, and I have my MV7 right here.
Okay, Vinu Thamanju. I have a Canon T31. It's an old camera. I want to live stream with it. I watched your camera video from last week, and I was wondering if there is a way to have autofocus but not make it track my face. No.
On that camera, yeah, the answer is no, just because the camera never had like video autofocus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Yeah. So even if you're using the webcam utility, the camera just doesn't really have it.
Super chat.
Jeez. Oh, from
Super chat.
Digital Slang. He's been
He
here for a while.
There you go.
But also, last time we did a live stream, we did channel critiques, and we talked about his channel.
Oh, that's
and then,
great.
He's been posting. He just posted a video like today or yesterday, or did a stream. Anyway, this is a super active channel. I highly recommend checking it out. I love your channel. My pockets and bank account are hurting because of you. Need to get you on the stream one day. That would be super fun. And I'm not sorry about the bank account thing. I hope you know I'm not trying to sell stuff. I'm not trying to sell a new product every week with a video where I'm talking about something. I just like sharing stuff I'm excited about. But I'm not trying to say go out and buy a new thing. Somebody just today was like, I got to give you props for how much content you've squeezed out of the Rodecaster Pro because there's so many videos about it. And I was like, well, yeah, because I actually use it. And I don't want to just tell you to buy something and then we move on to the next thing you have to buy. I want you to see this thing, see all the different ways you can use it. As I learn new ways of using it, I want to share those with you because one of the things, I know I'm taking a minute, but one of the things that disenfranchised me early on, like as a YouTube viewer, was I watched a bunch of those like what's in my tech bag videos, and where people would go like, this is what's in my tech bag, and it'd be all this stuff. And I ended up buying like a whole bunch of stuff from one. I was like, this is really cool and this stuff's really helpful. And then like the next month, the person did the exact same video again where they're like, what's in my tech bag, July 2016. And I was like, it's all different things now. What about the stuff from before? And it kind of bothered me that the stuff that I had invested in and the stuff that I was using, even though it was decent, it wasn't what the person was actually using. And I was more interested in like, what have you found that actually works for you on a long-term basis? That's what I want to know about. And so on my channel, I try to kind of remember that. And instead of just advertise random stuff, most of what you see is stuff I actually own and paid for. And if it's not, I always mention like, I borrowed this, I rented this, it's not mine. That kind of a thing. But thank you so much for the $9.99. I appreciate it.
You got another super chat.
Ooh, we got
to address super chats because it's awesome.
Wait a minute.
It's in Poland.
Okay. I was like,
I still don't know what that means. To.
But either way, wait, we forgot Digital Slang. So Digital Slang, you get an applause. And then Marcin Nowak. You know what's not whack is super chats. Air horns.
I'm delighted with the color of your videos, he says. Best wishes.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I purposely try to make them a little too bright and colorful. I've been using a thing in Final Cut Pro. The recommendation was from Peter Lindgren. It's like the only plugin I have. It's called Cinema Grade. I think it was like $60. It was super worth it because you add it to your footage and then it brings up a color grading window or like an exposure window that almost looks exactly like Adobe Lightroom, but it's for your video content. And it's so easy to like apply filters, see before and afters, apply it to your images. And I've been using that a lot and really liking the way that it looks.
James says the 250 PLN converts to about $65.
That is
for your information.
Unreal. Thank you so
very much.
This is like ridiculous.
Thanks, James. Okay, so really, this is an easy question. So I'm gonna just bring this to the top. Rob Vowles. Tom, are you running a Cloud Lifter right now?
Yes, we are. We have the pod mics running into the Cloud Lifter. Both of these into the CL2, the one that was in my video. And our gain level is still at 35, but we're like, what are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're at like the 8th thing. So we're not at the top. We have plenty of headroom to go. Which, side note, I was playing with the MV7 yesterday on the Rodecaster, and I turned up the gain to like 40 with the Cloud Lifter, and I was able to keep the slider down at about halfway while keeping the MV50 like really far away from me, and it still sounded great, which was very cool because that mic kind of sucks with plosives, and that's like solved that problem, and it still sounded good and it didn't cover your face, and I talk with my hands a lot and I wasn't hitting the mic. So Cloud Lifter, the more I use it, the more I'm happy I have it.
Eduardo Brandini, due to COVID, more people search for educational content on YouTube this year. Did you create any specific strategy to cover this demand?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm trying to find it here just so I can. This is the thing I miss about StreamYard is Heather could like be logged in too, and we could both pull up comments.
Yeah, Ecamm.
So there might be a way to do that with Ecamm, but I don't
So
think
you can't
so.
even. I tried to block comments, but you can't see it on Ecamm.
Oh, if it's blocked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're learning. So could you repeat the question again?
Yes, it was due to COVID, more people search for educational content on YouTube this year. Did you create any specific strategy to cover this demand?
No.
The thing that you did kind of ask yourself was, is it tone deaf to continue creating content during a time of what seemed like a crazy
that was back in
crisis?
March and April.
Yeah.
So the big thing when this all started, at least in the US for us, because we were a little behind on the curve there, back in March, April, when everything started shutting down, I was like, should I keep making videos? Like, does anyone care about a mixer or a camera or something right now? And I decided for my own sanity, it was a good thing because it felt really normal. And other people that I talked to, I think I even did a poll or a post in the community page on the channel. Most people were like, no, this is actually really nice because it's an escape from just sort of the endless terrible news. So that let me know that it was okay to keep going. And then literally the week before the school year started is when I bought the ATEM Mini because I was watching a live stream from Peter Gregg, who was using it a lot at the time. And I was like, that's really cool. And then I realized like, oh my God, I'm teaching like online classes. And of course I'm going to want like more than one camera angle. So I'm going to need something. And I just bought this like right away. And when I saw how that opened up a lot of things in my workflow, I've just been, that's what's relevant to me right now because that's what I'm doing all day, every day. So that's just happens. It's like if you have a question, someone else has the question. If something's relevant to you, it's probably relevant to other people. So there hasn't been like a super strategy behind it, but I've been trying to focus more on things that I think are going to be helpful.
Candy Corn, Blackmagic is making bank this year. I think they did the Emmys, right?
Oh yeah, with all those
really
setups.
Quick super chat
Sheesh.
from D Nimin.
Oh, delightful.
James, their brothers. D
so
and
D
Nick are
says,
brothers.
thanks for all you do. Congrats on your milestone. Thank you so much, sir. D had a really cool live stream yesterday where he said a lot of nice things about me and in one part of it. And he was using the Shure SM58 based on a recommendation or a comparison from one of my past videos because that microphone is just really friggin' good. And his live stream is really cool. Like you should go back and watch it. His backdrop, he's in like a hotel in Mexico, and the backdrop is just like a city from up in a sky. It looks really cool. But also like the content is really good. But if you're still here, D, one of the biggest things that your stream helped me with was you had to describe my channel to somebody else. And Heather and I are always saying, when you're trying to think of what your channel is about, could someone describe it to someone else in a sentence or two? Like, have you heard of Heather's channel? It's about blah, blah, blah.
And does it align with your
accurate?
Vision?
Yeah. And you describe my channel as like, oh yeah, it's a lot about like desktop streaming and audio production and like video. And I forget exactly how you phrased it. I need to go back and rewatch it because it was very much in line with what the intention is, which was so... it was just so gratifying. Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, oh, good. I'm on track. So thank you kindly. Hope your trip is safe. And I don't know when you're scheduled to come home, but I hope you can come home when you're scheduled to come home.
Okay. We have quite a few questions in the queue here. So Digital Slang, what are your thoughts on Ecamm?
Oh, great question, actually. So far, I really love Ecamm. I've been using it, like I said, for all my classes because you can use it as a virtual webcam. So I've been using it with Zoom. And you can even see, like, just today I was playing around with some of the tech stuff. So this was for some of my classes today because we're working on different projects. And I was like, it's going to be helpful if, as I'm talking, the students can just see what we're talking about. So I'm not just like, hey, this project, that project, this project, but it's that. And then I can put something on screen because I post replays of our classes where I'm like, okay, we're talking about this narrative project. Your first version is due on Sunday. So everything I'm talking about right then, they can see on the screen as being, okay, that's for Sunday. So I really love how easy it is to do overlays and stuff. Also, just like adding in videos, like I could just play my logo, or you can just add in a picture or add in a little graphic. Like there's a lot more I need to learn about it, but so far it's like endlessly customizable. Plus you can add in LUTs, you can play with your camera. Look at us. It's just turned our whole world upside down. The insanity of Ecamm. And you can even play with like your camera settings. So you can adjust your brightness, your color temperature. You can even like zoom and pan if you need to adjust your camera shot a little bit. It's very cool.
You got another super chat.
Jeez Louise. I don't know how to react to things. Let's see here. I can't find it, but I'm guessing. I did see Doc Rock said he got the Rodecaster because of me. And also Preston says he's been happy with every single piece of tech he's bought from me, but not from me. Which also I know I pointed this out before, but this photo here is from Preston. It's a drone photo that he took as part of his aerial photography business. So it's awesome and it's always there. But Felipe, thank you so much. $27.90. Curious if there's a meaning behind that amount, and I appreciate every penny of the $27.90. Thanks so much. I know it's like thank you, but let's put it this way. I did a survey yesterday. Let me see if I can do something. Let me see if I can screen share.
He's gonna screen share.
Yeah, now this is like if you want to know what my Zoom classes are like.
My like arm hurts from scrolling through your question.
Well, I guess I closed out that window, but I have a few things I'll screen share later. But I that was weird. What was I going to talk about? I did a survey yesterday in the community tab of if people had a YouTube channel, a podcast, or both. And I was pleasantly surprised to see how many people had one or the other, and a lot of people had both. So if you're one of those people that has something where you're creating online, you probably know the feeling of like you click the new account button or you click upload for the first time and maybe nobody watches it. I know how that feels. But then after that, like getting to the point where you're like, yeah, someone's just going to give you $27 just because they enjoy what you do, or give you $99 or $50, like whatever. That's insane. It's like, it's flabbergasting. And I appreciate it so much. For everybody who's super chatting, please know that we did actually recently set up specific business things for the YouTube channel, including checking accounts and stuff. So all that money goes straight into there, which means it can go straight back into the channel. So hopefully there's some cool, like tangible benefit towards the donations. Also, when people are generous to me, I try to then also be generous to other people when I'm watching their things. And I like to, donate and support people that I care about and everything. So thank you so much. Just know how much it means to me.
Go fund yourself. For privacy, I know you can't share your teaching directly from your school, but any thoughts in bringing some of those lessons to master classes?
What do you think, Heather? Would that be a good idea?
I have been telling him since day one, leaving money on the table, babe.
I know.
And like, it's, you know what I mean? I think that your experience and expertise is something that is valuable.
Well, thank you. But
and yeah, that's not to say that the channel would, decrease in quality in any way, but it'd be cool to package something that people can.
I would love to do a course thing. I was planning to do one earlier this year, and then this year happened. Mainly my biggest constraint, or my biggest excuse, at least at the moment, is time. But that's absolutely something I would want to do, because the program I run, like I made up the program myself. I wrote all the curriculum. It's all just my thing. And it's been being developed for like 8 or 9 years.
Also, can I tell you that you've had like over 200 people? It's at 195 right now. That's insanity.
I know. It's you should go back. No, you shouldn't, because you got a life. But if you go watch it's somewhere on my channel. My very first live stream was my 50 subscriber celebration, and that was a completely ridiculous night. I don't know how many people were watching. It was like 6, and I was running around like spray painting celebration murals like in the garage or something. But that was just so crazy. Like I remember like having videos hit 10 and 20 views for the first time was a huge milestone.
So like I've seen some of you guys comment on how humble Tom is. This is like he has the same kind of, I don't know if dumbfoundedness or disbelief
Dumb is a good word to describe.
but like the same as he had when he hit 50 subscribers. It's the same, like I can't believe that there are 50 people. And I of course I've been a big fan since day one, and I have been like you should be something that like you should be a channel that's out there because you can help so many people, and it's anyway. It's
very gratifying, and it's interesting to know that you can make videos that actually have an effect on.
Okay, ready?
people.
Sherwin Munar, congrats on the milestone. How long have you been working with Final Cut Pro, and do you do a lot of post-tier footage? Oh, do you do a lot of post-tier footage before uploading to YouTube?
I've been working with Final Cut since 2012. And
define a lot.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, if you're talking about posts in terms of like cuts and edits, oh, you know what? I think I saved a sample timeline here just because I thought it would be helpful for one of my classes one day. Let me see if I can find that. Because I can just share with you what a timeline
Oh, he's going to show you guys a timeline. That's cool.
looks like. It must be this one. Let me see. I think I can just drag it here. Boom. Oh, look at that. Yeah. This
it looks cool.
This is my MV7 video timeline, which I just took the screenshot of it because it's really long. But my timelines usually don't extend too far up or down. It's usually like 1 or 2 audio tracks and 1 or 2 video tracks with some cuts. As far as color grading and stuff goes, like in this image, you can see I have the color wheels up. I use Cinema Grade, and then I kind of will adjust the colors a little bit. But that's really just for preference, and it's pretty minor. I don't know how to get this thing off here. It's pretty minor because I really do like the color that comes straight out of the EOS R. I don't shoot in like a flat picture profile. I just shoot in the automatic picture profile.
You got another super chat.
So we got Sheesh Louise, $10 from Airport, 24 hours. Thank you. That's right. Thank you so much. I hope you're not stuck in an airport for 24 hours.
Ron!
It just says Ron? Oh.
I just want to thank Tom and Heather for everything he's done on this channel. Through it, I found inspiration, laughs, and a community I really love. You're both special people. Aww.
Can I just say, so there's quite a few people in the chat, like Ron and Tusif and James and Mark, who are...
and Jessica.
And I think I saw a few others who are part of the live stream that Heather and I do on her channel every Thursday. Shameless plug. 4 p.m. Pacific time.
It's called The Couples Table.
Yeah, it's not about cameras or anything. It's just about like...
It's about life.
It's about our life together. Yeah, it's on her channel, which I'm kind of going to... I have a couple channel things I want to do real quick. It's so meaningful to us that we have like this community of people from literally all over the world who we get to hang out with, every week. And that's awesome. So it's been nothing but a pleasure, even when you criticize my bad jokes. And I just want to point out, Airport 24 Hours said, thanks for helping me with tips to shoot landings and take... Oh, I did learn many things for me to better capture airplane sounds. I'd imagine
cool.
airplane sound is tough because it's so loud.
That's what your channel's about?
That's pretty cool.
That's so cool.
So,
okay.
Wait. What is this? Oh, it just put it back on.
Okay. Robbie. Hi there, Tom. Is there a way to do a show or podcast with Rodecaster from a remote location? You need power.
Yes, but Rode makes this little doohickey. Let me cover up.
Oh, it's me.
We gotta hide our faces. If you can see this, maybe you can't. Okay, the focus is just too good. This is the Rode something or other. It's for the Rodecaster Pro. It's it plugs into the power thing, and then this goes into a USB power bank, and then you can be totally portable with the Rodecaster. The only downside is currently, at least, and I don't know if it'd ever be possible, it won't show you on the Rodecaster how much power you have left. So whatever power bank you're using, just make sure it's fully charged. I've used it with my super old, unimpressive power bank, and it works great and lasts a really long time. So that is one way to do it. There is also, which I haven't tried yet, although I would love to be able to check one out, the Zoom P4 and P8 are battery-powered multi-track recorders, which are supposed to be like pretty decent.
Galaxy CDS rocks and flips. I was trying to use a Canon M50 with StreamYard and had a weird delay. Any suggestions? That's so hard. That's troubleshooting.
Wait, what was it? I was trying to use the Canon M50 with StreamYard. Okay, StreamYard is tricky. Huge benefit to Ecamm, though, is literally while it's live, I can adjust 1 to 30 frames of delay with the audio in real time. StreamYard, I couldn't find a way to do that. So, unfortunately, that was one of the limits. Tommy showed up with some airplane audio knowledge. Mixed pre 32-bit float audio would probably help recovering any blown out airplane sounds a ton. You know what? Real quick, I'm going to jump into something right now because this is literally no joke. Tommy, if you're here, this is what is up on my desktop right now. It has been there for like an hour, is your channel. Because one of the things I wanted to do today was highlight just a handful of some of the channels I've been really like binging lately that are under 100,000 subscribers. Because I read a lot of Reddit, and I just admitted that in public, but there'll be a lot of threads where it's like, what lesser known YouTube channels do you like? And it's always like, have you heard of Mark Rober? Like, yeah, MKBHD does really good tech reviews. But it's like, I mean, a channel with 100,000 subscribers is a massive channel. And there's just so much good stuff. I kind of like almost prefer channels in the like 0 to a few 100,000 subscriber range just because it really feels real. And so I actually wanted to share a few. And Tommy's is one that I wanted to share, who lights and stuff every week. His videos are great. If you didn't know, Tommy, I have 2 C-stands now. Let me see if you can see them. Well, there's one here. This is an Impact C-stand, and the one that my second EOS R is on is a Flashpoint C-stand, both purchased on your recommendation from your C-stand video. Tommy's channel is amazing. He also does Wednesday night live streams, which, like, as a one-person show, especially as he gets progressively tipsier throughout the stream, the production value is shocking. Plus, they're just good streams anyway. So highly recommend checking out Tommy's channel. And then also, while we're here, Raphael Ludwig, hello from Canada. So if you're here, Raphael, I have your channel right here too, because yours was one I wanted to share with everybody. Yours was really one of those channels where I was like, you find a channel where it has a good video, and then you're just like, I will just watch every video on this channel because every video is like relevant to me. This is an incredible channel. I mean, you hit 2,000 subscribers like a couple months ago, and then quickly hit 3 recently, and now you're at 3.4. I mean, you're clearly gonna your channel's just gonna pop really, really soon. But I love it because the whole philosophy behind Raphael's channel is fix it in camera, finesse it in post. So it's really learning like how to do things the right way while you're filming and while you're doing the production side. So that way you can get the results you want when you edit. If you saw my MV7, I think it was an MV7. No, what the heck video was it? It was the one before that. It was my live streaming camera video where I showed a camera menu and it's like holographic on the side. I totally learned how to do that from his channel. So there's so much good stuff here. I really, really wanted to recommend.
Wait, what does that mean? Go into Ecamm preferences and uncheck the app sound effects to take the pops from comments out. Oh, is that what the pops are?
Oh, look at this. See, Ecamm.
Oh, so Doc Rock is like in charge of the Ecamm community.
Oh, well, great.
We should connect.
Where do I go in it? Audio?
The Jackie Jazz. Okay, so if you guys are just joining, I'm trying my best to keep up with the questions, but just post your questions in the chat, and I'm just going through them one by one. There's like 8 questions, and I have a separate document going. So
okay. Well, I unmuted I muted the popping sound, so we shouldn't hear that anymore. Which is funny because the countdown music was just the random ska search results page on Epidemic Sound, which was the deciding factor in me finally signing up for Epidemic a couple years ago. Is they actually have like a ska like genre listed officially. So
Actually,
Anyway.
sorry, if you guys can help me out with this. If you want to submit a question, can you put like an emoji or something next to it just so it like pops, like color? I need to see the
question, like make it pop out more.
color. Yeah, put like, yeah, just let me see it a little. Okay, ready?
Yeah. Let's do a couple more, and then I have a handful of more channels I really want to share with you guys and to highlight with you, and then then we can just see where the night takes us.
Okay, Airport 24 Hours. Have you ever imagined reaching many people around the world like me from Brazil with your content? I'm also seeing people here in the chat from Canada, Puerto Rico, Poland, Belfast,
No, like
Pakistan.
you know that when you put something online, people can see it, and sometimes you see the little numbers go up, but intellectually, it's like when people talk about space. The sun is 93 million miles from the Earth. And you're like, dude, that's so far, but like also New York is 3,000 miles away, and that feels really far too. Like you know it, but you don't truly know it until it's literally like on our couples table thing when we have people who are eating dinner and eating breakfast while they're watching us because they're on different sides of the planet. And
I know, that's so crazy.
there's a thing I recently started. I've been doing Amazon affiliate stuff on my channel just forever, and I started last summer using Genius links to do international Amazon affiliate stuff. And part of that is you have to sign up on the other pages, which are totally in other languages and like not always easy to translate. And then you have to convert the currency and stuff. And it's like, part of me really loves it that I have to sit here and now like learn about, different currencies from all over the world and different ways that the same interface looks all over the world. And it just reminds me that the reason I'm doing that is because people are in those places. Like the stuff that I'm making in my room here, like it's so crazy. Sometimes people will like tag me in photos where they're like watching a video on their TV in their living room in a different country, and I'm like, that's just so strange. But it's really, really cool. I did want to go. Ron asked if you could add one thing to the Rodecaster Pro.
I saw that question.
What would it be? What the heck would it be? It would probably be like, it has good preamps, but if it could have even better preamps, like up to like plus 70, plus 80, that would be amazing. My mind just totally went blank because I had a thing that I actually wanted and I couldn't think of it. Oh yeah, this is a simple one. Before the last firmware update, when they were doing the betas, they had a reverb effect in the beta, and it was amazing. And then the final version came out and they got rid of it. Put the reverb back. But the Rodecaster's great. Oh, the sliders also. They're like, I don't know if you can even hear this. Here. They feel like they sound where it's like the buttons themselves are metal, but when you slide it up and down, it just sort of feels like a little like, it doesn't have that nice smooth, I don't know. The tactileness of the sliders, I would love to be into.
Super chat.
Oh.
It's a big one. Well, actually, I don't know what MX is. Your content is very valuable from Danny HDZ. Thank you very much for your time and sharing knowledge. Now I have 11K subs on my channel. You inspire me. Love from Mexico.
Wow.
Oh, there you go.
So it must be, yeah, there we go. Here it is. I found it.
Woo-woo.
Well, thank you, Danny. I appreciate that so much. 11K subs is very, very big. I remember, was it summer of 2018? Heather and I were at a meetup, a No Small Creator meetup with like Cody Warner and stuff. And there were a couple of people there. I think I had 1,700 subscribers, I think.
You just got these on Amazon, right?
Yeah. Okay. And there were a couple of people there that had like 11,000, 15,000 subscribers, and I didn't even want to talk to them, even though they were like super friendly and nobody was like, it was not an exclusive club. But I was just like, that's such a different world from like my whatever. And what I've learned is it is a massive accomplishment really to have any number, but 11K is huge. And I've also learned like everybody's struggles are kind of the same. You sort of deal with the same stuff, and it's more about like the camaraderie of being an online content creator, for lack of a better term.
I think Rob, you asked this question earlier, but he did do a super chat, so we're gonna super that. There you go. I don't even need to give you a sound effect because the dogs were excited about it. The super chat. Are you using a cloud lifter right now? Yes, that's the one we just talked about. So hopefully that answered your question. But
I wanted to acknowledge your generosity, and I really, really appreciate that. And I did see your comment. I couldn't put it on screen about also having a last name that people like to play around with.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Do I absolutely need a cloud lifter if I decide to buy a Rode pod mic?
It depends on what interface you're using it with. If you're using it with the Rodecaster, I would say no, because the Rodecaster is pretty darn good preamp. Sorry about our dogs barking. But if you're using something else, like in my video with the cloud lifter, I used a Yamaha mixer, and that one really benefited from the cloud lifter. So it sort of depends. I have had a few friends who've used the Scarlett, like the 2i2, and that one seems to benefit a lot from a cloud lifter. Yeah.
Okay. Have you bought or played with any of the Z cams yet?
Oh.
From Thomas Schroeder?
I have not yet. Actually, I don't really plan to, but I did watch Gerald Undun's review of the Z-Cam and then his live stream where he like reacted or not reacted, but responded to the Z-Cam community as apparently they like there's a huge fan base behind this camera and they wanted to defend it. I'm not super interested in those cameras yet. I'm becoming more and more interested in the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema cameras. And I'm very interested in the Canon C70, which is coming up. But otherwise, I just love my Rs. Yeah. And I did order, though, through work. You might have seen maybe like a month ago or a few weeks ago, I posted a thing asking for equipment recommendations for big equipment order. And I did order a C300
Oh, your
Mark
mic
II.
is totally off, babe. I'm sorry.
My mic?
Yeah.
My mic is off.
Oh, it's back on. Never
Yeah, it
mind.
shouldn't be off.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a little late with the with the chat. I guess it did go off, but it's back on.
Okay, it must have gone off when I played around with something. But as long as it's going now, then we're good there.
Sorry.
I saw a couple of things here that I can answer. The Barber Show, Barbar Show. How to use the A10 Mini to do picture-in-picture. Say I pull up a Google search. The way I do it is I don't have it in here. My old MacBook, I have that running in as an input to the A10. And then like pretend this instead of an image was my MacBook, so you can bring up your page. Then you can just do picture-in-picture. And I do that a lot. And then you can change the location of your picture-in-picture. Through the Blackmagic app, you can also change like the size of it and everything. Although I should say through Ecamm, you can do picture-in-picture super easily also. And then Jeff Ford, how does he overlay the questions? That's all just through Ecamm. There's a little window here that pops up comments, and if I click on one, it puts it up on the screen. And I know there's ways to customize how that looks. I just haven't gotten into that yet. What is this? If I edit it, what does it do?
It says you come out. It says you're going in and out. Tom's XLR cable might be intermittent.
Intermittent fasting over here. I've been pushing too many buttons, and that might have messed something
fades
up.
in and out. The noise gate.
The noise gate's off.
Tell Tom it fades in and out at times. It's cutting in and out.
Well, let's.
Well, here, just switch with me.
Okay. I was gonna say we could do a whole. Why don't we just switch the cables? We have a lot of questions left. There we go. Hopefully,
how's that?
Hopefully that works. Hopefully you can hear me. Not sure what happened there. I have my headphones here, but I took it's a mess.
Can you guys let us know if this is okay?
Yeah, hopefully that works there. Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Really quick.
Cool.
Super chat.
Super chat. Where is it? Luckily, the super chats get highlighted from James and Mark. Jeez, you guys. Thank you so much. I can't tell you enough how much channels helped us level up ours. Huge congrats. I miss your vlogs.
Me too.
It's funny that you say that, James, because you want to know what's over here on my screen is your channel. Channels I wanted to highlight. Speaking of like my 50 subscriber celebration, I reached that milestone specifically because James, during a live stream, sent people over to my channel. And James and Mark have been friends with Heather since college. They're both amazing people. And when I met Heather, she was like, yeah, my friends have a channel that's about them eating. And I was like, I don't understand. And then she's like, you just have to watch it. And then I watched it and I was like, this is really fun. It's super like enjoyable and like wholesome in a way. And it's really great. So if you want, especially a lot of fun live streams, I highly recommend James and Mark. They're real close on the road to 20K. It'd be real fun to hit that for the holiday season.
I guess it was the noise gate. It was too aggressive. But don't worry, I think we're fine now.
Which is weird though, because I don't have the noise gate turned on.
Oh, he says he doesn't have the noise gate turned on. Anyway.
I'm double checking, but yeah.
Go check out James and Mark's channel. It's fun.
I actually made a video all about the noise gate.
Oh, they're going to go live in an hour or so.
Oh, there you go. So when you're done with us, you can go check out
they're actually
James
going to they're going to be playing with their new air fryer.
Ooh.
We've been talking about getting one.
I want to share just a couple other channels that I've been enjoying quite a bit lately. Some of them are shameless plugs. So if you don't know my lovely wife, Heather.
That's me.
She's got several YouTube channels.
Yes.
The original started in 2016. And this is where, if you want to see us just sort of chat kind of like this every Thursday, you can go to her channel, Heather Just Create.
Hang out with us.
She just uploaded a video today, which she used a new camera and new lens on it. It looks really, really good and sounds really, really good. Also, the content is really, really good. I also wanted to highlight, speaking of Heather, this is Heather's brother, my now brother-in-law, Kevin. He started a channel this summer, which is growing pretty rapidly. It's at 570 subscribers, which in like 3 months is ridiculous. It took me 6 months to get to 100, so not that I'm jealous. But he's an amazing designer and artist and like creative, and he's really been learning like a lot about Blender, and he's been posting videos of his progress, and they're not tutorials, but if you just watch them, you'll just see as he like creates something from scratch. It's very, I don't know, like satisfying and very like relaxing to watch. So I highly recommend checking out Kevin's channel. You can probably see some of the other ones that I've got up here in my bar. But one of the others, if you know maybe some of the things I've been a little vocal about on social media lately, is an underrepresentation of female creators, especially in the camera niche. And there's a lot of really great female-run channels that I'm a huge fan of. And this is one of them that I think deserves a lot more attention. And she's super close to 5K, which is fellow filmmaker, and her name is also Heather. But she's like very practical, down to earth in terms of filmmaking gear. She has a career in the industry. She did this incredible video. I really love the video light modifiers video, where she explains like every type of light modifier, when and how you might want to use it. She talks a lot about snoots, which, just the term snoot is terrific. So I appreciate any video that includes that.
You got 2 super chats.
Oy, well, let's look at that.
Exercise enlightenment is. Can you stop? Finley is licking my toe right now.
We have. I don't know if you can see them, but you can't see them.
They're under the desk.
We have 2 dogs under the desk.
He said, "Learn from you. Thank you."
Oh, well, I want to find it and give you the credit you deserve.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you so much. Teaching is pretty great, and I love my job, but it's also one of the big benefits with teaching on YouTube is, even though it's not as direct as like classroom instruction, people are actively choosing to learn what they want from you, and that is very gratifying. So thank you. And Robbie Lawrence, thank you so much. I totally hang out with you on Twitch talking nerdy AV stuff. Twitch is a platform that I don't understand, but we have friends and family who are very big on it, and I enjoy it. I just don't understand how it works. But I love talking AV stuff. Like that's my thing.
Okay. Are we going to go back, or do you want to keep going?
I would love to just go through some of these, because a lot of these are also people who have really helped me out. So here's Peter Gregg. Peter is like, he's Christmas all year long. He's been ultra supportive of me for longer than I can think of. He's been such a huge help to my channel, and just like his set is the Christmas room, which is decorated like Christmas all year long. So even when it's July and you watch a Peter Gregg video, it's Christmas, and it's awesome. And I love his approach. You know, he has a background in pro photography and stuff. He also does live streams every Friday night. What is it? 10 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm like always there. He has a second channel, Peter Greg Live, for the live streams. And they're just really fun and really wholesome. And I mean, he's had a huge effect. He's why I'm using the A10 Mini. He's why I'm using Ecamm Live. Like, hugely inspirational dude.
Really quick.
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Doc Rock says you can set up a widget so super chats automatically come up. It's the globe icon in the overlay window.
You know what? I saw widgets earlier. Globe icon.
Oh, we need to put in the widget.
There's like, yeah, I need to like create the widget.
We need to make the widget. Well, next time.
But I was learning about this earlier today.
We need to check out his channel. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. Okay, and the screen sharing though works flawlessly on here. Oh, Jake Sloan. We were supposed to do a collaboration like 4 months ago, and then I think I just got a little like distracted and busy. So Jake is, you know, camera photo, really about like as an independent individual creator. But aside from being a great guy, aside from being super talented at what he does, aside from making great videos, he also lives in Alaska. So when he tests out something, he gets to test it out with like glaciers and ice caves and like these amazing landscapes and stuff. So
I remember that guy.
Yeah, so and he does a lot of live streams too, but any stuff you watch on his channel, no matter what it is, you're also going to get like amazing landscapes and just like it's a really fun channel. We live in the desert where up until today it's been like in the 90s and hundreds. Let me tell you how nice it is to go watch a Jake Sloan video in July when you live in the desert. It's quite terrific. I wanted to highlight Felicia Smith. She's another filmmaking channel, but again, just kind of very down-to-earth, nuts and bolts, like real-world applicable info about filmmaking, lighting. If Tommy's still here, he can appreciate anyone who's going to talk about light meters for a significant period of time and why that matters. And that's, pretty terrific. And then also, if you're into photography, especially if you've ever watched Thomas Heaton, who's an English photographer, he does these like amazing photo stories and things. If you like that vibe, Wayne Robertson is incredible. I think he's in Ireland. I don't know if he says it. Oh, Scotland. Sorry. And he just, goes out and does a photo journey in a beautiful place, tells you different things. We've got visual weight up in here. We've got, a little bit of gear reviews, but it's really much more about technique and philosophy rather than the gear specifically. And Wayne has been working hard. He uploaded a video yesterday. Like, he's consistent with his channel. He delivers great content. He's also been like hugely supportive of my channel for a really, really long time. So highly recommend Wayne Robertson Photography. So those were my little like handful of under 100,000 subscriber channels that I've been like binging content on lately, and I wanted to highlight them just because they're awesome. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense.
I'm sorry, it's very hard to listen and read your questions at the same time, babe, but I'm sure it makes sense because you always make sense.
Yes, I do not always make sense.
Okay, ready? Aaron Perez, any drone videos, footage in the near future? Interested to see some great clips and how to make the most of having one. Recently bought the Mavic Air 2.
Oh, the Mavic Air 2. Nice. I have my Mavic Mini right here, the one I won from Potato Jet, which is like ridiculous. And then I actually have my original Mavic over there. The next drone video I plan to make, I'll just tell you now, even though someone copies me, that you heard it here first, is how to do overhead photos, like an overhead merging photos together to get almost like a Google Earth shot. Because if there's a big building and you try to take an overhead view of it or a property or something, you'll quickly realize the drone can't go high enough to get the entire thing in the frame. So you might need to take a bunch of different photos and then merge them together, and then you can actually create this super high resolution overhead shot. It is really cool. I learned how to do it sort of accidentally, trying to help do an overhead like map of my school campus where I teach, and we blew up this picture, and it just became, it's literally like, I don't know, 4 feet by 5 feet or something on the wall, and the resolution is so crisp just using the original Mavic. I was like, this is a really cool technique. So I really want to make a video about that. But I haven't used my drone as much as I would like to lately.
You got a super chat.
From Mr. Potter Esquire. After watching your videos, I purchased the EOS R, Edelkrone, ATEM Mini, Rodecaster, and StreamYard. I want to know, do I need to use the ATEM Mini with StreamYard even though I'm using one camera? No, you don't have to if you're using one camera. It just depends on like what else would you use. You know, do you have a cam link? Would you just use the USB thing? I use my ATEM with one camera all the time just because it's a great capture device. And I really like it. It works really, really well. So I'm curious about how you're liking your Edelkrone. I love mine, but since I've gotten it, I've heard lots of people sort of say like they don't like them. But I really like mine, and I got the, not using it now, but I have the motorized head too, so sometimes the camera can do fancy things. It's fun. So thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it.
Charles Fiducia
Ooh.
has been asking this question for a while. So
Okay.
I want to start podcasting, but I don't know where to start. Can you point me in the right direction?
Yes. Get a microphone and record yourself.
There you go. That's a great answer.
Yeah, I'm not saying that in a joking way. Like, even if you literally just have your phone. I have some videos on my channel. I have a podcast playlist on my channel, but I have some videos that are just about using your phone. Phone microphones are really good. I have a student who used an iPhone SE to do a voiceover for a video last week, and when we were playing it for like class critique, everyone thought he literally hired like a pro voiceover person. And this is just an 11th grader just talking into the microphone on his phone. Obviously, you can then plug in external mics to a phone if you already have an audio setup. It's kind of like with YouTube. For better or worse, and in a lot of cases better, people just aren't really going to be listening right away. So that's your time to just play in the sandbox, build stuff up, experiment, mess up, fail a little bit, and then figure out what you want to make. And that's going to get you started. The statistic is most podcasts don't make it past 7 episodes. So if you can get past 7, that means you're doing really, really well. And if you have something that you can talk about for more than 7 episodes, that also means you're doing really, really well. I hope that helps.
Okay.
Also, thank you, because you're doing an amazing job of handling
Or
all of this.
Raids. Is there any other mixers besides the Rodecaster Pro that you would suggest with the pod mic?
I was kind of interested looking at the Zoom P4 because it's cheaper, it's new, it's a little more portable. But the thing that interested me most about it is it's supposed to have 70 decibels of gain, which would mean, in theory, you don't need a cloud lifter with it. And I think the Zoom P8 is the same thing. So that's kind of cool. Like, you could plug in a mic like the Pod mic or the SM7B and have plenty of gain with no cloud lifter or FET head or anything. The only downside is I haven't used that myself, so I can't say anything about it. From what I can tell, though, like with the Zoom products, the sound quality has always been great in my experience, but the build quality is hit or miss. Some of them are built great, and others, like the H5, is built really, really well, even though the little SD card door will always fall off eventually. But other things are just like they're really plasticky, and they kind of need to be taken care of a little bit. Whereas like Rode stuff is road worthy because it just kind of lasts forever. It's built like a tank.
Okay. I don't know if we're ever going to catch up.
I don't think we're going to catch up, but I mean, we just kind of keep going for a little bit. And then.
Okay. So I answered Jackie Jazz. She was asking about the XLR cables. Somcast. Which audio output from Rodecaster Pro is entering the ATEM Mini?
Right now, the Rodecaster is connected through USB. So it's actually not going through the ATEM. It's plugged in by itself.
James Mitchell, what do you think about PC versus Mac?
I use Mac because that's what I like. I love AirDrop. I love having phone, iPad, watch, all the things connected. But I'm not anti-PC by any means. I've always wanted to build a PC.
I know this question isn't related, but I'm very curious to your answer. Kyle Fung, I'm having pretty big growth on TikTok, and I want to shift my focus to YouTube. Any tips?
I know nothing about TikTok other than I've had several students become like TikTok famous over the past year. I mean, I think the biggest difference is in TikTok, from my understanding, is...
Well, it's someone, coming to
Yeah, it's easier for people to stumble across what you're putting on the platform. And so that means you can kind of create stuff. It can be short form and people will find it. Whereas on YouTube, you have the opportunity to be longer form, but oftentimes people maybe either have to more actively search for it, or you have to kind of fall in line with something that other people are searching for, so you get recommended. So whatever you're doing on TikTok, if you could do like a long form version of it or a longer form on YouTube, that would probably be a good place to start.
Andrew Baker, what inspired you to start digital media?
Because you know what? I'm sorry. I'm just going to stand up for a second and go over here. And grab this. Okay.
It's a show and tell interactive
I'm a visual
situation.
learner. What model is this? I don't remember. This is the FX something or other. The F35. Okay, so this is a Sony. So there you go. See, my very first camera was a Sony F35. This is an 8mm camcorder. This is one I bought on eBay that was actually still sealed in the box from the 80s. But this is the same kind that my grandparents bought and then my parents borrowed when I was a kid. And so 4 years old, this was the first camera that I ever used, or at least one like this. And I was hooked on it. It's not digital, but you could connect it to the TV and watch your stuff. You could use this little black and white viewfinder to watch back your footage. You could make stop motion movies with it, because if you push the record button twice, it will do just one frame of video, and you could do in-camera stop motions. This was like incredible to me, and I just got hooked. And after that, I was just into everything camera related, everything audio related. And then as I got older, we just transitioned into a digital world. And I remember in high school, my video production class was VCR to VCR editing. But we got the original iMac DV with iMovie 1.0. And video editing on a computer was unreal. And it's just, I don't know. I've always loved it. I don't know why, but it's the thing. If you want to talk about creating content or a podcast or whatever, you need to find something that you can talk about and work with for a long period of time. I do not get tired of talking about cameras and audio, as Heather knows. So yeah, just that's my thing that I just don't get tired of. And I don't know why. Something is wrong with my brain, maybe.
Hassan Nizamani, is there a way to map the faders on RCP like Go XLR? I have no idea what this means.
I could be wrong. It's happened many times before. I'm going to say no. They're just sort of as they are. I think somebody else using this might know better. I did also quickly want to point out another super chat, which is insane. Incredibly helpful in starting my podcast, and I owe my gratitude. Thanks. If you want to drop a link to your podcast in here, let us check it out.
Do it.
And I also want to say hi to Mr. Camera Junkie, because speaking of Peter Gregg Friday night live streams, he's one of like the regulars, and also like super knowledgeable on. He's a junkie for cameras. So
Trids Banerjee, what advice would you give your 15-year-old self?
Oh, 15-year-old Tom. Okay, first off, I would say Limp Bizkit is not the great band you think they are.
Yeah, but if you didn't listen to them, you would not have been cool. It's like you had to.
Right. And that's actually the advice I would give is don't waste your time trying to impress other people whose opinions don't actually matter that much, and just do the things that you are excited about and that you're interested about, enthusiastic about, as you might say. Because, especially with the internet, or I guess it didn't exist the way it does now when I was 15, but even if you don't feel like you fit in where you're at, there's a community of people around the world where you do, and all you need to do is put yourself out there and you will find them. Our dog agrees with that emphatically. Desert Cornhole says no more sound effects, just Heather beatboxing.
Okay, Tom taught me about boats and cats.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, now I'm scared to do it. Boats and cats and boats and cats. Oh, he's like way better. Oh, he's so... Okay, do that again. Go.
Anyway.
Okay. Dominic.
We just lost all our super
I know.
chats.
If you could suggest only one piece of equipment that you use, what would it be?
I mean, I think it's everything I do is primarily rooted in video. Video is
The EOS R.
equally composed of visuals and audio. So the EOS R, Rodecaster Pro, I mean, bread and butter right there. You can't go wrong.
The 9016. Hi, Tom from New Zealand. Your videos have been very helpful in starting my podcast. Can you recommend any good free programs for applying the podcast audio to Zoom call vid in post?
DaVinci Resolve is like an amazingly good free editor. You could do that even though with iMovie. You could do that. I mean, I would probably go with DaVinci Resolve just because it's such a good application.
Okay, Alvanito, I see you just put in a new question, but I have your old question on here. So would you say your public school teaching allows you to pursue your interest, or your interests allow you to pursue your public school teaching? Your experience isn't compensated fairly as a public teacher. Did Tom start as a classroom teacher? Did he transition from private industry into classroom teaching?
Cool. I see the second one.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for appreciating teachers. I appreciate that. In high school, my big thing was like, do I go to film school or do I not? And I decided that I wanted to have a consistent paycheck. The only other thing I'd ever been interested in was being a teacher. And so it was my senior year that I decided I wanted to be an English teacher because I was super good at English for some reason, terrible at math. And I started as an English teacher. I did English and yearbook. And then the start of like my second year teaching, third year teaching, the media teacher on our campus just sort of abruptly left. And the principal kind of knew my interests. Throughout college, I worked as a graphic artist. I had done freelance work on my own. And, it was something I'd always done. I worked at a TV station for a number of years, and then it was just like, do you want this media position? And before I even knew what it was, I said yes. And then luckily, when it comes to digital media, most people have no idea about it. So it's just kind of like, if you can just make this work, you can just do whatever you want. And fortunately, that's what I've been able to do for the past over 8 years now, I guess. Yeah, which is 8 or 9 years. So that's kind of it. So yeah, I started as an English teacher. And I've been doing digital media since 2012, fall of 2012.
Harkonnen, looking to snag a desktop recorder versus my current H6, but not a fan of Rodecaster. Have you heard anything on the release? Having a hard time finding reliable info.
Oh, on the P8?
Oh, release info on the Zoom P8.
No, other than that it's like supposed to come out like now. If you haven't done so, go to like Sweetwater or B&H or one of those sites and sign up for like email alerts as soon as it's released, because it's supposed to come out now. I don't think I missed this one. Robbie Lawrence did another $5.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, my bad. I forgot.
Yeah. Convinced me to get the Rodecaster Pro for the local podcast I've started, the Local Hustle.com.au.
Sweet.
I hope that you're liking it. Like, I hope people aren't buying these things that I like and recommend, and they're like, "What an idiot! This thing is terrible."
Okay, so a few people have asked this, but the Buzz One Education, how does Ecamm stack up against StreamYard?
They're both great. I don't think one is definitively better. StreamYard, from my research, if you want to stream in 1080, is a little more expensive than Ecamm for the annual purchase, and 1080 was kind of a big deal. It does look really nice. StreamYard is all browser based, so in some cases that could be a bad thing because you're running your whole thing through a browser, but it also makes it super easy to I don't know, I can be streaming here, Heather can show up and pop comments on stream. It's so easy to bring in guests. Ecamm it's like OBS in terms of customizability, but without the headaches of OBS. It makes sense. The interface works. It's super customizable. And now we did pay for the plan that gives you the interview option. So it's kind of like StreamYard in that you could send a link to someone, they can show up as a guest. And that's pretty cool too. So they're just sort of different. StreamYard is simpler. Ecamm is more powerful, and they are both terrific.
Johnny Reagan, found your channel a month ago. Great content. Love learning about all the gear. My question is, have you done a video on mainly voiceover setup versus streaming setup?
Voiceover setup? I have not done that. I haven't done that. I don't do a ton of straight voiceover stuff. For a while, I was trying to do I would sit with my Blue Yeti mic and try to record a voiceover for my videos. And now usually when I do my videos, I have the Rode VideoMic NTG, and it came loose. And I use that. I just sort of like sit here and talk up at it, knowing that I'll just be editing, just taking the audio from that. But I don't have like an amazing workflow for voiceover yet.
Stefan Khan Kernahan. For newbie podcasters, do you have any tips for Canadians who want to use something like Anchor, which only does monetization in the USA? Oops.
I'm the worst person to ask about podcast monetization
because he does not monetize.
Because I don't monetize at all, and I don't really pay attention to analytics at all. That's YouTube analytics. Trust me, I knew I was going to hit 40,000 today because I kind of watch it more than I should. But podcasts, I really don't know. What I would suggest, though, if you're in a situation where it's not easy to add in monetization like that, is kind of the same way you might approach a potential sponsor on YouTube, which would be just reach out to someone, see if there's like a mutual thing that you can work together on, and then they would just pay for ad space. You know, you do an ad read during your show or at the beginning of your show. This podcast is sponsored by blah, blah, blah company. They do this thing. It's super cool. I would like to do a live stream. I rarely ever do anything sponsored. Like, actually, I've done one sponsored video ever on my channel. And I only started monetizing at the start of this year with ads. So I'm really hesitant to bring that stuff in. But I wrote up a whole ethics statement on my website. There's like a link in the description. Feel free to borrow as much of it as you want. But anytime somebody does want to work, I send them that and I go, read through this. It's very unfriendly towards businesses. If you still want to work, then maybe we could have a discussion. But that kind of weeds out the people that you probably wouldn't want advertising on your channel or might not be a good partnership. So I would recommend that if you are reaching out, have some kind of standard for what you're bringing in. Don't just accept.
Jake Sloan is here.
Anyone. Oh, Jake. Oh, you might have missed us.
He said his ears were burning.
Oh, yeah.
Jakey shouted out your channel.
Yay.
Like 10 minutes ago.
I still want to do some kind of collab. We're just trying to figure out like a cool way to do it. And we're supposed to back in like June. Okay.
We're almost done. We're almost caught up. Daniel Salas, thanks for your videos. Do you recommend dynamic or condenser microphone? I'm a drummer and I've bought for, I don't know, the Mikey drum set. Is that a brand name?
Oh, for like Tamika drum set?
Oh, Tamika drum set. There you
go. So I have a drum set right here, but I've never been good at miking it. However, riffs, beards, and gear. Yes, it's mostly guitar focused, but if you want a channel that's going to teach you all about how to do music, audio, and different microphones, maybe he even has a recommendation, dynamic versus condenser for drums. I would lean towards, for anything that's going to be up close, I would lean towards dynamic, just because they're better at picking up sound nearby. So like if you're going to put something on the snare, like a little dynamic mic, if you wanted to get like, well, actually, that's a lie, too. I was going to say condenser for picking up more space, but that might be wrong. I would lean towards dynamic overall, but I'm not an expert on miking drums. That's been like, I'm scared of learning how to mic drums, so I've never done it well.
Super chat.
Oh, from Captain Spank. Came for the content, paid for the puns. Much love from Down Under. I think you mean Down Punder.
Oh, gosh.
She has to live with me.
Oh,
she doesn't
another
have
one.
To, she gets to.
Two more.
Oh, boy. Wait, well, they're not. Oh, here we go.
There's one.
Mr. Potter Esquire, thank you again so much. I don't know if you can see this over here, but you can't. Just out of frame, our dogs are like wrestling.
They're like wrestling.
You hear weird noises. I bought the Edelkrone head one and slider one. They work fine, although the Bluetooth remote connection. Oh, you know what? I bought this thing when it was announced. It's a little Edelkrone remote, and it works. It was kind of funky to connect, but now it works great. I like it because I don't have to deal with the app anymore, but it eats through batteries insane. Like I just had to buy rechargeable AAAs for it. So when the batteries are charged, this thing's pretty great, but it will literally, the batteries last like not even a day. And I did want to point out to answer our question. Oh, wait, we got another super chat.
Got another super chat.
I should make sure to thank you so much. we're going to keep our roof over our heads this month. He said, thanks for getting to my question. Got the Rodecaster and pod mics after watching your channel, and it's been great. Congrats on 40K. I'm so glad you're using them. I hope they're working out great for you. I love mine. When you see my videos about them, I actually use them all the time. So stand behind the stuff. But let me see if I can find it. Here we go. To answer the drum question, dynamic for close mics, condenser for the rooms or overheads. That was going to be my suggestion. I feel vindicated. That's cool. That's cool.
James Coley, how to start for teens. You're a teen teacher.
What?
You teach teens, so how do you start for teens?
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
Is it?
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, I'm guessing if you're watching this, you have a device of some kind, likely a smartphone. That is a very capable tool. And then saving up as best you can to, if you want to lean more towards audio, getting like a microphone and interface. If you want to lean more towards video, getting a decent camera. Don't just get the cheapest camera you can afford because your phone will probably be better. Like, really save up. Save birthday money. Save Christmas money. I remember, like, back in the day, I used to do yard work. Just save up money here or there, save birthday money. Sometimes I'd have to save it for a year or something to get, a piece of equipment that I wanted. If you do have anything, like what my students do through my program is they will, when it's not COVID time, they'll check out equipment and then they'll take on their own clients. Like they'll do portrait sessions, they'll do video work, and they'll earn money. And then they'll eventually, sometimes takes 4 or 5 months, they'll be able to buy their own gear. So if you have a way to borrow some equipment from someone for the time being, and then maybe use that to do some paid client work, and then use that to buy your own gear. It's a good way to get started. Ooh. Used gear is great. You don't.
My neck
Thank
hurts.
you. We've been going for 90 minutes, and you have been like.
Wow, it does not really feel like that. Okay, Marston Nowak. What do you think about the Rode VideoMic NTG?
Oh, it's great. So here's like a funny story. I've been making videos about Rode products for a while. I didn't even realize I had so many Rode products until I started making videos, and I was like, everything I own is like Rode, 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 Rode. They just hit the sweet spot for me of price and functionality and reliability. And Rode has always been super friendly to me. Like they featured me in some of their videos. They put me on their social media.
Quick question. Yeah. Are we using Dynamics right now?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
They put me on their social media. But sometimes people always accuse me of like, yeah, if someone's going to give me a free Rodecaster, I'll make videos about it too. And I'm like, no, I paid full price for that. The only free things I've really gotten, I got some of the accessories. So like these little mic clips, I got those for free. I have a really nice free Rode hat. The only things for free are they gave me a PSA1 boom arm, which is like the best boom arm there is, and this VideoMic NTG. But they gave it to me because Peter Lindgren asked them to give it to me. So despite all my videos, it took somebody else going like, hey, maybe Tom could have something. And I was very interested in this mic, and I really like it. It can be plugged in and used as a USB mic, but the best part is on the back, it has a physical gain knob. So what I love to do if I'm not in here is like the mic's on my camera.
Is that what I use for my video?
Yeah.
Oh.
The mic's on my, like the mic's facing forward, and then I can turn it towards me, turn it down a little bit, do like a voiceover, turn it back and do that. And it's really, really good. I love this microphone. I haven't done like a video on it or anything yet, but it's a really good mic.
Okay, Miles Patton. Hi, Tom. Can the ATEM Mini take the place of a Blackmagic Design Intensity Pro 4K capture card, or should I get both?
It can take the place of it. So it is its own capture card.
Goop, what would you suggest for a $200 mic for relatively untreated room for mainly voice, like podcast and voice acting?
I mean, you could get by with a $100 mic. Do a pod mic, we have cables getting pulled here, do an SM58, do an SM57 with a windscreen. We have a little corgi eating some cables. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, you can't. They're just out of all the shots. But I would kind of stick. I mean, you could look at like the Rode Procaster, which is not the Rodecaster Pro. I don't know if that's $200 though. I would look at the Shure SM58, SM57 with the windscreen, pod mic, of course. I mean, if you watch my video about the MV7, this is a pretty decent mic. It's just not great with plosives. So I have a corgi who's eating a power cord down here.
you don't need to be a power korg, buddy.
Okay, we only have 2 more questions, and then I'll
Okay.
be caught up. Yay, yay, yay. Team Workaholics, what camera do you recommend for podcasting for beginners? As we know, some video Canon cameras don't go past 30 minutes.
Yeah, so it depends on how you're doing your podcast. If you're not recording in the camera, okay, most Canon, if not all, non-cinema cameras have the 30-minute recording limit for, we won't get into it, but they do. If you're doing your podcast, like right now I've had the EOS R on this whole time, but it's not recording. So it'll just stay on forever until the battery runs out. But if you want to record, you could use something like Ecamm or even OBS for free and record directly into your computer there with any of the cameras. As long as it has power, you can set it to not auto power off. I mean, it's hard for me not to recommend the R. I know it's a little bit pricier though, or a lot a bit pricier. The RP is really good. It's like a little baby version of it, but the battery's not as great. But there's such a difference. There's really good cameras you can get for like $400. But sometimes to overcome the frustration they're going to bring you, like, I really recommend saving until you can get into that $1,000 and up camera range, because the difference between a $400 and a $1,000 camera is like, it's like how a Chihuahua and a Great Dane are dogs, but like these are the same thing. Are you serious? That's such a huge difference. Going from like a $2,000 camera to a $4,000 camera, you're not going to notice nearly the difference. So I would recommend getting the best camera you can, and then regardless of if it has a turn off limit, just use like OBS or Ecamm to record. Ecamm records great. I've been doing that for my classes.
Oh my gosh, we're almost caught up. Dominic, would you ever do an entire YouTube video from just your iPhone, recording, editing, sound, etc.? That would be cool.
Yeah,
Challenge.
I'm not huge. Like D Nimmin was here earlier. He's big on mobile content creation. It's not huge onto my thing.
Yeah, you have the equipment.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it for my classes. Like, I did a live editing thing for one of my classes where I did everything on my phone to show them, like, hey, if you just got your phone, like, you can still turn in projects. I have a few videos where I've used phones. I have a video where I did everything on the iPad, including making the thumbnail for the video. I could do that, but I'm not huge into, like, filming with phones. And if I did that video and people liked it, they would want more like phone videos. And it's like why I don't make 3D printing videos really anymore, is because people liked them and they want more 3D printing videos. And I was like, I don't know anything else about 3D printing. I ran out of stuff. So, yeah.
Fabled, have you tried any Neat products, especially the Worker Bee?
Wait, any what?
Neat products? Is that a brand name?
Oh, neat. I think you said neat.
Or just like neat, like the adjective.
Oh, any neat projects.
Meat product.
I don't know.
Okay, Bean Kid MC.
I'm a little confused by the question.
Does the Rodecaster Pro mixer have reverb or delay?
No. It had reverb in a beta firmware, but then they got rid of it, so my hope is it will return. So far, it has never had delay. But the reverb sounded awesome.
Mitch Joel, I'm struggling with lighting. My home office is all wood, dark wood paneling. Any recommendations? I'm using a Logitech Brio webcam, just don't know what to do.
I mean, you can start out with, I have a video on my channel. It's like my favorite $85 video light, and it's an $85 light that I got on Amazon a couple years ago. It worked great because it's super bright, and it has a softbox, and it's $85. I'm currently using a Falconize RX something or other, RX 18. I have a whole video about that. That's my key light, but it's more expensive. It's $300, I think. And then, yeah, I mean, getting some kind of soft diffuse light. Godox makes some really good lights that are, you know, like the SL60 is a really good one, SL120. But if you're working on a budget and you're just starting out, go look for, like, search on my channel and find the $85 video light video and check out that light.
Uh-oh.
It's not super durable, but it's super bright. Okay. So they know how to stay just out of frame. But we have a golden retriever squeaking a koala in here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ben just got his toy and it squeaks. So, okay, 2 more questions and then I'll be all caught up.
Okay.
Okay. NC Media, I do virtual live events. What complete setup would you recommend to take a load off the computer? God, that's hard.
Oof. Yeah, that's probably more of a question than I can answer here. However,
he does do consulting, so check out his website.
Sure, yeah. Hi, my name is tom.com/consulting. But also, I do have a video about live streaming high school graduations, and we rely heavily on like black magic, everything.
Sorry.
And yeah, there's a lot of black magic gear that can live externally. That's going to take a lot of pressure off your computer.
Goop is asking if you can do a review on the Stellar X2.
I don't know what that is.
He doesn't know what that
The
is.
thing is, with reviewing products, he's like hiding.
He's like right here. Usually Tom has a third camera to like.
I know,
show,
like a.
But
Jeez, buddy.
oh, bro, don't spam your question. Come on, I'm gonna hide you. Not cool.
Yeah, black magic things. I forget what the other question was.
I'm hiding you.
Yeah, we don't want to spam
Well, he
things
wants
here.
to know: can I hook up the ATM Mini into Sony Vegas or editing programs like that? And I'm also gonna hide your.
It just acts as a webcam, so it'll work into anything that will take a webcam, a USB webcam.
Okay. Caught up. So now you can do
You know
whatever
what?
you want.
Give a huge round of applause. Go check out youtube.com/HeatherJustCreate or youtube.com/Heather Ramirez if you want like more tutorial-based YouTube videos, because she deserves a lot for helping out with the chat here.
Also, Tom's synapses are not firing right now. Oh yeah. Tom and I run a
Oh, yeah.
YouTube mastermind group.
We've got you here. Now it's the pitch. No, I'm kidding.
No, I just want to throw it out there in case any of you guys, want to work with us to build your channel. It's a group coaching thing, so it's not like, it's not like private coaching, but I mean, we have a good sized group, so it pretty much is like, everyone gets a lot of time. But if you want to work with us, we meet twice a month digitally, just on Zoom. And it's basically just us coaching you through building your brand on YouTube and creating YouTube content, all of that stuff. You can check it out at ytmastermind.com. I will leave a link in the chat.
Okay. People were saying your mic was cutting in and out, so that's why I moved it
Okay.
over. I need to check out my cables. I just want to say, Mr. Potter, if you have more questions, you don't have to super chat. But Ecamm to solve. I don't know if StreamYard lets you record, but check out OBS, if you want to just poke around for free, because OBS is free and you can record directly into there. I use it regularly, although now I'm moving to Ecamm. And here you go. Look, I can put you up here, Heather. You know what?
It's the blue cable, babe.
I know, because I've been moving it around all the time. Here. Whoop. Whoop.
How's
Which
this?
one's? This is...
Hello?
There, now you
Hello?
should be...
Testing. 1 2
Probably
1
need to
2.
play with the game.
Bump bump but up. Yes. Hello. Can you hear me?
We're getting there.
Boop 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 boop. Oh, also Sean from Think Media was like my mentor 4 years ago. He taught me everything I knew about YouTube. I taught everything I knew to Tom. So Sean was a big part in this whole thing.
True, and he's
great.
One of the things that I'll say, like if you create stuff, is a huge value for me on my YouTube channel is being authentic and maintaining authenticity, because that's what lets us have a community like this. That's what lets us engage, is not feeling like it is just a sales pitch, not feeling like it is just a cash grab or a fame grab or whatever, but that it's genuine. Like, I make videos because I like to make videos. I film them all myself. I edit them all myself. This is a spare bedroom in our house. Like, it's not, it's not a facade or anything. But I was so concerned with protecting that authenticity that it took me too long to realize you can be strategic and authentic at the same time. And, people like Sean and Heather are the ones that help me learn that, like, oh, you can have a little bit of strategy. It just means like you're burning your calories wisely rather than just throwing energy all over the place. And, so yeah, anyway, if you want to take time to sort of learn how to be strategic with your channel, that's not a bad thing.
Tom,
Yes, ma'am.
you have 206 people tuning into you live right
by
now.
far the
How
most
do you
ever.
feel about that?
And this is ridiculous. Like, here, it's been so busy because I've also just been doing this all day with all of my classes, and then like I ate a burrito and then we did this. So that's been my day. I've just been sitting in front of here since 7:30 in the morning, and then we walk the dogs and then we go to bed. when I sit here and just think about that this is a thing that is happening, it completely blows my mind and it makes me so happy. Not that it's about numbers. Like, I know that's a very cliche thing. But like Heather was saying, you know, having 6 people tune in, having 3 people tune in. I've live streamed for nobody before. It's wildly just unreal.
I just want you to know. So Tom's like, okay, I got to turn off the couples table in my head because I was about to launch into whole like goal setting thing.
If someone has been here this whole time,
so anyway,
they're on board.
Shameless plug. Go check out our weekly live stream podcast over at my channel, The Couples Table. We stream every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But what I was going to say is that Tom is like so supportive with all of my endeavors and making sure that I take time to celebrate and acknowledge progress and all of those things. And I just want to make sure you do the same thing for this. And I know it's not about the numbers, and we know that, but it's 3 years, a whole lifetime of never giving up, of really, you know, I remember all the times where you were frustrated with the channel, when you were confused, when you weren't sure how to move forward, when when it started to become a source of stress versus, you know, fun and creativity, and how you manage to juggle that and work through that. And it's so cool to have, you know, that you kept going and look at what's happening now. And I'm so excited about it. And just so you guys know, I saw someone else say this, it really is hard work. Like, none of this has been overnight. And let me tell you who is king of freaking consistency and never settling for less. Tom really does. Actually, I answer this question for you, but you should also chime in. On average, how long does it take you to make a video?
Yeah, so a couple hours to film, maybe on a typical video, maybe like 2 hours to film, and then somewhere between 4 to 8 hours to edit, I would say. I don't really know because I've stopped trying to make whole videos in a single day. Sorry, I have a corgi eating a power cord again. And what I've been doing is like filming on one of the weekend days, like maybe filming on Saturday or filming on Sunday, and then letting the footage sit, which is very hard. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like in the afternoons, editing, maybe a little bit on Sunday or something. And like kind of coming back to it, like getting to a certain point, coming back the next day, certain point, coming back the next day. So I don't know what the total time is, but those little breather moments, the day's time to breathe, has really helped the videos to come out better and has helped me to keep like a fresher perspective on them. It's just really hard to learn patience. Are we feeling good here?
Have you ever accidentally live streamed by accident?
Oh yeah, for sure. I made sure not to do that today. I don't think nothing crazy. It's not like, whoa, and then I went on like this insane rant about something. It's just, I think it's just like, oh no, now I have this dumb thing that's sitting in my like video archive that I need to delete. But everybody's made dumb mistakes. Mr. Potter.
Mr. Potter.
I don't mind sending super chat for your knowledge. You've been a great help for
That's
assisting
so
me in my
nice.
purchases.
You.
Jeez,
Oh, sorry.
well, I just thank you so much. If you haven't done it already, like if you want to share your link or whatever to the stuff that you're working on, let us see it. Let us check it out. Feel free to drop it in the chat. I appreciate you being here. I'm glad that you're getting value from the stuff.
Here, can you show the other angle really quick?
Yes, here is. There we go. There's Benny.
This is Benny's. Hello, the boots.
He's been here. He's been under the desk this entire time.
This is Ben's.
And now he's getting antsy.
He's starting to get antsy. What was I gonna say? Oh, Mitch Joel, super chat.
Oh, it hasn't popped up yet. But Ron said, I'm beginning to suspect Mr. Potter's operating some sort of very slow money laundering operation. And Mitch Joel, $10. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that so much. I had a pun and then it escaped me. Joel, well.
Oh, God.
Michael Lou just subbed. I appreciate that. Doc Rock, when we get free, visit me in Honolulu. We can go to Hawaii on our way to Japan.
Yeah.
Because you know who's learning Japanese right now is this lady right here.
Konnichiwa.
Ohio. I've absorbed it through osmosis. Oh yeah, Tusif was the first channel which was reviewed by me.
That
So
was so cute.
my schedule kind of sucks at the moment, but I would love to do live
Oh.
streams more often. And we did last live stream we did on here was a channel review, and I would love to do that again because it was so much fun to see everybody's work. And I would like to do a whole video just about, or a live stream about just like having an ethics statement, how I work with brands or don't, and kind of how that works and stuff. So I appreciate that.
Someone asked, do you have a Discord server?
Oh, yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, I don't.
I mean, the couples table does, but it's going to be a totally different audience. I think you should have.
Yeah,
like
I have one. It's just empty right now, and I'm like putting it all together and figuring it out. But eventually,
it's
I
gonna
will.
Be like tech, all super tech.
Yeah, because it's fun to have these conversations ongoing without like having to, stream live and stuff. So, and there's also, which I don't quite understand how it works, but there's like YouTube channel memberships are a thing, but then you have to pay. So I don't know if that's worth something or not. But
Oh, Ben's here.
Ben.
Tolson.
Okay, I was like, Ben the dog? He's over there. Hi, Ben. How's it going? I have a
Oh my
soft spot
God,
for anyone named Ben.
James, he's answered this question. PC versus Mac, he keeps asking.
Oh, PC versus... I'm a Mac guy. And legit, when I changed from my old job to my new job, my school district was PC only, and my condition was that I was not going to take the position unless they let me establish a Mac
So
lab.
he made the first Mac lab in the entire school district.
Yeah, and now it's pretty common, and lots of schools have them because it turns out they work also.
Oh, this is a good question. Jeff Wilkes, university instructor, and found your channel because I want to do better than voiceover PowerPoint. Thanks for the guidance.
Oh, I'm so glad it's helping. I wanted to
I can't tell you how many teachers, college professors, people have dropped in and said hi, thanks.
I'm glad
you have to go through all the comments.
I know. I need to like watch the replay because I can't keep up. M Caputo said, starting a YouTube channel because of you. I'm flattered. Doing an art channel with a Sony ZV-1. Heather has a Sony ZV-1.
Tom got it for me.
It's a great camera. And order the overhead rig. Oh, awesome. I hope that works out really well for you. It should work out perfectly with the ZV-1 because of that nice flip screen. You got owl there.
Oh, you okay, babe?
It didn't hurt as bad as it sounded. I'll cry later.
What's a JSAW cable?
I don't know. I didn't JC that.
JSAUX cable?
I don't know. I think if you're talking about brand names, these start with a D, but one of them
said here? You know who said hi? Kai.
Oh, from the Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him in the pre-chat.
Yeah.
So here's a tip.
I don't know if he's here still, but
if you are a YouTube creator or a podcast creator, finding a little community of people like in your range, so if you have like 200 subscribers, finding a group that has, people that have 50 to 1,000 or so is really helpful. I was part of a Discord mastermind like 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. That was like 15 people, 10 people, and we did channel reviews, channel critiques. We kind of like helped each other figure out what the heck we were doing, and it was really fun, and it was a really cool community, and some of them now have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and some of them have, stopped creating and stuff. But if you have a way to find a community of people that you can regularly connect with and online, that's not super hard to do, I really recommend that.
join the YouTube Mastermind.
Or ytmastermind.com.
Yeah. Convology. Hey, Tom, does your desk have a lip on the back that's big enough for a monitor stand clamp? I missed the camera shot to see if you use one. Love that Husky desk.
Oh, yeah. It's a Husky desk. So this is actually backwards. The front of the desk is here, and it does have a lip. As you can kind of see in this shot, I have the Rode PSA-1 mounted to it. I don't know.
It's so cramped.
It's like 2 inches. The other side, though, is flat because this is supposed to go up against a wall or something. So there is no lip here. But the 3 other ends have a lip that's great for mounting stuff to it. Ignore my crazy cable mess over here. We've switched to this shot where everything looks clean.
Ron, go to bed.
Yeah. We should all probably take a break. But this has just been so much fun. And I appreciate everybody being here and watching. So how do we want to...
I feel like you should savor the moment.
I know, that's what I want to do.
You were asking or answering questions like nonstop. I want you to like just be in this.
I know. This is crazy.
Like, just celebrate, you know?
Wait, where is it? It's our celebration. It's I do just kind of want to soak in that this is a thing that is happening and how much I appreciate it. And
it's a long time coming, babe. Like hours, countless hours.
oh, so many hours. It's really fun, but it is really hard because there are those times where you're like,
if you guys want more Tom content, go check out his podcast because
there's too much of it there.
It's like if you're a creator, you understand like his thinking and his approach to things. I think that's going to be a lot more insightful than just like what camera to use. And honestly, I would argue that sometimes it's not so much about the tech, but more so the creator mindset, which Tom shares a lot about on his podcast. So go check that out.
Podcast, The Enthusiasm Project. Just search for it. You'll see my beautiful face pop up.
So what's next, Tom? The road to 100K. Let's get you a silver play button.
We've got a ways to go. I mean, I am really happy with where things are going.
Okay.
It feels like the channel is falling into like even a more specific niche that is in line with my interests. Like Dee said, desktop audio, video, streaming, production, that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited about that. I kind of just want to like keep doing what I'm doing. I don't know. I know it's not like super exciting. I'd love to, my big push this year and what I'd love to continue is focus on community building, which I'm not going to lie, and this sounds like the weirdest little flex in the world, but it's been kind of harder to keep up on. Like I try to reply to every comment, but now like I can't. And that's a weird like thing to say, but I try really hard to reply to everything and build a community, but
he spends so much time trying to reply to everybody. So.
It doesn't have to be about me doing it, but providing like the space in which to do it, whether that's a Discord or something, whatever. I think that's really important because the thing that makes it sustainable and in terms of just the long run is having that team, that community behind it, that sense of belonging. So working to just, cultivate that kind of a thing around the stuff that I and we are excited about, that's my big focus.
How do you speak for so long on your podcast? He's a teacher.
Yeah, the thing is I've been teaching for 11 years. Let me tell you, I can talk about stuff for long periods of time.
Doc Rock.
Oh, thank you, Doc Rock. You rock.
Be sure to reach out so I can get you up to speed on Ecamm quick. Love to do an interview session. Aloha.
# aloha. Thank you so much. I don't have like Hawaiian music, but you can have. That's
Blair's here with a super chat.
Oh my goodness.
It's just right above. Scroll up a little bit.
Oh, boop,
there you
boop,
go. Mm-hmm.
Boop. There we go. Blair. There we go. This is free for both people. $7.99. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Look at this. Raphael's still here. This has been as good as an ice cream sandwich. That's pretty dang good.
Oh, look at that! Someone's doing a pun. It was a long road, but you knew how to walk on it.
Yeah. Sometimes I wasn't sure if I would make it.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, yours is better, so you get the honorary rim shot there. Okay.
So, is there anything that you want to do that you haven't done yet on your channel?
Yes. I would love to I would love to do stuff where I don't have to always be in here. I love filming in here and this is my playroom, but also being out in the world and things a little different. It's tough right now. But I would love to find more ways of just bringing, even if it's literally I'm doing a lens review, but instead of the test footage being in here, just go to a park or a field or go on a hike or whatever and get some cool test shots, that kind of stuff. And it's visually really fun, but that's not anything crazy. I'd love to do more live streaming. I'd love to find ways to do good collaborations, especially virtually, that are more than just here's my half of the video and the other person's half of the video, but a little more unique. Working with people is really, really fun. I'm really happy with it, and it's just very rewarding and wonderful to have such an awesome community. So I hope everybody knows how much I appreciate that. And if I go into it too much more, I will cry. So I'm not going to do that.
Oh, cute.
Oh, wait. Michael said USB-C cables. I don't know. I just got... oh, they are.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
They are. That is the brand of them. They're blue and they're braided USB cables. I really love braided cables.
Yes.
So that is what I use. You're right. Yeah. And they work great. And I have tons of them. I have a bunch of USB-A to USB-C, USB-C to USB-C, and micro HDMI to full HDMI. And they all work terrific. Whoa, we have another Hawaiian.
Oh, you got super chat.
Oh, great content. Great content.
Great
for your
content.
super chat. There.
Content.
To see if we'll get that. Go check out Tusif's channel. We're talking about other channels support. I shouldn't say shockingly, but really high quality, good stuff, amazing. And Jessica Faith. This might be a good. Oh, wait. How do I get over that nervous feeling of feeling like I'm already doing things everyone else does? Yes.
Oh, it's hard.
Yes. So
I
literally, I know I keep plugging this, but the podcast I recorded that came out today is called Being Authentically Authentic. And it's literally about that. Because it's like going on a roller coaster. So you could go to a theme park back when theme parks were open. And 1 million people could have ridden a roller coaster. And you could go like, well, they already rode it. They already had the excitement, so I don't need to ride it. But your experience is going to be unique. And the same thing goes with what you create. You might take a sunset photo. I don't know, a type of photo that other people take. But your experience in creating it, your point of view in putting it out there are going to be what help it stand out and what makes it unique. And especially if you can share... I don't know if you're share it on social media or something, but you share kind of the story behind it. Like, I had to get up this early to go do this thing, or I'm working with a new technique or whatever. That gives it a context that is going to be super unique, even if it's a photo that other people might have already taken before.
You have 3 super chats.
Oh, right. Raphael, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Again, go check out Raphael's channel because I've learned so much from there. He's a true pro.
Nice.
For sure. And then we got $4.99 from I Edit Projects. I Edit Projects too. I just subbed. Congrats on 40K. Thank you so much. I love your profile picture. I'm a big fan of backlighting like that.
Desk.
And then we've got FBSWG. I'm so sorry. This is like the first day of school and I'm just butchering everybody's name. Look at Chili Days Beats. There you go. You heard him. Look at Chili Days Beats. Them beats is fresh.
Oh, I have to go.
Okay, so that means we can take care of our dogs anyway.
Yeah.
This has just been so much fun. I don't want to stop. But
I can go take care of the dogs if you want to hang out for a little.
Okay, maybe I'll hang out till. Yeah. Oh my God, it's already 6. Yeah. Okay. So let's all say thank you and adieu to. How do you wait? Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. There you go. So thanks, Heather, for being my
Aww.
wife, but also for.
You're welcome.
You could have said no, but you didn't. And thanks for just being the other half of the channel, whether or not people know that or not.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Well, congrats.
Thanks so much.
It's so well deserved.
I don't have music to play you off to or anything, but we can give you a round of applause.
All right, guys. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new here.
Yes.
And if you have any requests for content, leave them in the comments.
Yeah, I feel like I really should go help the dogs out and stuff.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so Heather's going to go out. I'll wrap it up here on my own. I might take your chair because my drum stool is not comfy right now. Sayonara.
Hold on. Oh, hold on. I know.
Uh-oh. There we go. So this is our Corgi Finley.
This is Finster.
He's 8 months old this month.
There he is. Hello.
Oh my God. And he's a very good boy.
Okay. I'm gonna go take care.
And he wants to go outside right now.
Bye, everybody.